up, y'all, and welcome to another edition of On the Needle. And today we are talking about the group Imagine Dragons. So a little bit of a lead in on why I decided to review their debut album, Night Visions, this week. I don't know about y'all, but I've been lightly paying attention to this new season of American Idol. And one of the contestants, I can't remember their name, but they performed Radioactive. And I feel like that song at this point is a staple for these talent search type of shows like The Voice and American Idol. I feel like every time I've tuned in or maybe even been heavily invested in a season of one of those shows, somebody's gonna sing Radioactive. And it's interesting to me because I feel like vocally, it's a hard song to nail because the lead singer, his voice has a unique tone to it. But I love that song, love this album. Most of my vinyls, I can remember where I bought them and how I got them. I don't remember when I got this one. I just know I've had it for a minute. But no frills, just your standard black vinyl. It is. I won't say it's a thick vinyl, but it's decent width. And this album is only about 45 minutes long. It's just one vinyl, A and B side, and there are 11 tracks. So some of the ones, I think Radioactive really just overshadowed the whole album. At this point, it should be a diamond album, I would think. 10 million records or more in the US. I know it was really huge. If I'm not mistaken, this is their biggest album to date. It came out in 2012, so it's been around for quite some time, 13 years now at this point. But I love the songs. It's Time. Bleeding Out is one of my favorites. Also, Underdog is another one that's one of my favorites. Underdog, I feel like, and maybe y'all correct me if I'm wrong if you ever heard this song used in that way, but I feel like it was a little bit of a missed opportunity because it could have been used like in a video game or something. It has that sound to me where it just gives video game vibes. But this is the track listing here. I've seen some interviews with the group before where they said that this album took about 3 years to make, and I didn't get on board with Imagine Dragons until this album came out. Radioactive was the song that really introduced me to them. But according to the group, they had released several different EPs, and so those songs are actually, some of those songs are actually on this album. So for those who have maybe been following them more so on the underground circuit, I don't want to say underwhelmed, but they may have felt like, oh, well, where are the new songs? Because they had heard a lot of these maybe on some of their previous EPs. But I do really like this album, and I love the album cover. Let's get into that. Kind of scary. I wouldn't be standing on top of anybody's Jenga blocks way up high in the sky like this. But hey, it makes a cool visual. I love it. And I really feel like it sums up the album. It's a little bit of a mixture of folk music on songs like It's Time. I feel like that one is heavy folk influence. Pop, rock a little bit. And I love the heavy drums. This album, the feel of it to me gives a victory. It gives almost like Olympics music, if you will, if that makes sense. So, something that's going to be triumphant, something that's going to uplift you, boost your mood. That's how I feel like when I listen to this album. So I'm curious to know, what do y'all think about Imagine Dragons as a group? What do you think about them as far as this debut album, Night Visions? Again, here's just a peek at the track listing. What are some of your favorite tracks? I know everybody knows the Radioactive song, even if you don't like it. You heard the song probably in Kroger, you've heard it in Best Buy, you've heard it in the mall, everywhere. I mean, that song is just so huge. But I'm curious to know what your thoughts are about this group and about the vinyl. And what are some of the other big songs that you hear on these singing competitions? I know Radioactive is one that I mentioned. but I'm curious to know what songs do you think you hear a lot of in these competitions, and maybe that'll be the next one I review if I happen to have that album. So thanks for tuning in, and thanks for all of the new subscribers. I really love y'all. Appreciate it. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.